This presentation is intended to cover a video of a bridge rectifier utilizing 4 diodes and a variable resistor. The purpose of this video is to see what the waveform looks like on the oscilloscope when we are adjusting the variable resistor. The material needed for this project is a breadboard, a screwdriver, extra wires, a 1K variable resistor, 4 diodes, a voltmeter, an oscilloscope, a transformer, and an AC power supply. The first step we're going to do is that we are going to calibrate the oscilloscope. And to calibrate the oscilloscope, only thing we have to press is auto set. And it automatically calibrates the oscilloscope. The next step is that we are going to take the breadboard and build this circuit. And when we are building the circuit, we have to take a look at each diode. Right here on the diode is the anode, and right here on the diode is the cathode, which is the line. And on the actual diode, the black part on the diode is considered the anode, and where the stripe is considered the cathode. So we have to make sure we build this right on the breadboard. Now that we have the diodes hooked up, next is to set up the variable resistor. As you can see in the drawings, the variable resistor is set from this point to this point, which on here is from this point to this point. Once we have that hooked up, we're going to place little extra wires in here in order to get the readings that we need to see on the oscilloscope. Power is going to go here and the neutral is going to go here. Next step I did was hook up these wires for the power and neutral from the transformer. We're going to put in 120 volts right here. The transformer is going to break it down, and we're supposed to get at least 15 volts from your L1 in neutral. So I plugged it into the AC power source, which is the outlet, and when I check my meter from L1 to neutral, we're going to see at least 14 volts, which we do. 13.64 volts AC. Once you get the reading from your transformer from L1 and neutral, you're going to hook up the power to one side of the bridge rectifier and the neutral to the other side. Then we use the extra wires to get the readings on the oscilloscope. Next, we have to adjust the oscilloscope to make the waveform fit on that picture. First thing we want to do when we're looking at the oscilloscope is look at the scale. We're going to scale down the waveform so we can have it fit on one picture. Next, we're going to move the position down to the middle, to the x-axis. Then we're going to make it smaller from using the scale on which probe it's lined on. And look, it's reading the waveform produced by the diodes and the variable resistor. When I move this variable resistor, it's going to change the waveform. As you can see, when I adjust this variable resistor, the waveform drops. And then when the lower or the more resistance it has, this is what happens to the waveform. The less resistance it has, the bigger the waveform gets. So now that you know how a bridge rectifier is utilized with a 1K ohm variable resistor and how the waveform is adjusted, that's all, folks.